Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. Today I am doing an unboxing and review of the Tefal Easy Fry. This is the 4.2 litre digital health fryer, and this was purchased from Amazon. I'll leave a link below. And this is something that I've been looking into getting for a number of years but never actually got around to doing it, and I saw this on offer and ended up buying it in the end. This is the XL version, and if you don't know what these are kind of very healthy ways to cook kind of, I guess, what you'd normally fry potentially, or some things that you might usually put in the oven, but it uses a very, very tiny amount of oil, or in some cases no oil at all. So this is a really good device depending on what you cook, and if you want to cook slightly healthier. Front, it just gives you a bit of information about the model, and on the side, not a lot else. Again, just a little bit about the technology and how it works. And again, the other side, very, very similar, so nothing much in there. So let's get into it, let's get this opened up. And as always, I'm going to use this for the next few weeks, and at the end of this video, I will give you my opinion on if it's any good and if I found it useful or not. Instructions, I'm just going to move this to the side. So we've got some instructions in here, get it in black or silver, and got some safety instructions there. Actually how you open the main container up to put your things in. Obviously you can do kind of fish, chicken, vegetables, all sorts of things in here. I'm going to have to learn how to do this, and I'll mention some recipes that I've been trying out once I've used this. So it gives you all the information you should be getting in there: the bowl handle, removable grid, digital touchscreen panel, time and temperature display, air outlet, power cord and cover. Automatic cooking mode, so it's got fries, cutlet, shrimp, cake, pizza. I don't know, you could do a pizza in there, fish, grill, roast. So yeah, some information on, basic information on how you use it. So I'm obviously going to have to read through all this before I crack onto it. So this is actually a good idea. It gives you some approximate times of cooking things. So frozen chips, it's got here that it takes approximate time 15-20 minutes. The temperature, homemade French fries, frozen potato wedges, steak 9 to 17 minutes, frozen meatballs 8 to 12 minutes, chicken breast 12 to 19 minutes, salmon fillet 15 to 17 minutes. There you go, it gives you an idea of all the different things. This is obviously in two sections. You've got the top section, which is the actual heating element itself and all the controls. So I'm just going to take all this stuff off. Again, not too heavy. We've got digital display here with a little cover on it. All these can obviously peel off, these little covers here. And then the large section for where the main tray is going to go. And obviously this is the bit that does the job, and then you can put all your things inside here. And this is why the XL is good, because you can obviously put like maybe a small chicken in there, or your vegetables or your fish or whatever it is you're doing. So it's kind of like a stainless steel effect, and then plastic handle, and that literally should slide into there like so. So yeah, I think that should go in. There you go. So it's nice and flush. So that's the kind of front with the main panel on there, the top, and then nothing really at the back apart from a vent, and then a UK plug in this case. All right, and that's about it. So that's all I can really show you, because there's nothing much else. So I'm actually going to get this set up. I'll actually start cooking with it, and then once I've got a kind of used to using it, and I'll give you my kind of final thoughts and feelings and whether this is a good buy or not. Welcome back to the second part of this video. I've now been using this for a few weeks now, and I wanted to give you my overview of the features and some of the good points and bad points. So let's start off with actually how you use this. So this is now plugged in, and you'll see that the tray at the moment is kind of obviously inserted inside. If I pull it out and just move it out, you can obviously see that this is the main tray that's inside, and obviously this can be moved onto different levels, and you can latch it in different sections. So depending on, you know, whether you've got fat dripping from this or where you want it, you can have it in different places according to the food that you're cooking. Or you can also take this out and you can just stick it, the whole thing inside there, whether like a whole chicken, for example. But I'd always use this tray just so it's got something to sit in. This tray itself is very, very easy to clean. It's stainless steel, so you could effectively put it in the dishwasher if you wanted to, but I just find scrubbing it with a standard Brillo pad works really well, and it cleans very, very easily. This also cleans very, very easily as well, and I just obviously just wash this, so it's slightly wet, but normally your oil and fat will drip into the bottom here, so you want to make sure you clean that really well, otherwise it will start to smell when you're cooking certain foods. What is slightly annoying on this is that you can notice that this handle and side here is connected to this kind of bowl effectively, but you cannot disconnect this. It's actually screwed in. Now it would have been really nice if they'd made it so that you can press the button, that detaches, and you can put the whole thing in the dishwasher, but for whatever reason they didn't do that, and I think that's a real shame because that would have been a nice feature. So I'm just going to stick this back in here, and you'll see that when I actually push this inside, so I've got this on a slightly wobbly tray at the moment, it's not where I normally have it, but if I push that in, you'll see it switches on. Just for a brief second, has a beeping noise, and at the top this is very, very reflective, so it might be hard to see this. Let me just move the camera for 1 second. Okay, I've just moved this so it's slightly a bit more visible because it's very, very reflective, and this is a black reflective surface, so it can get fingerprinty very, very easily, but it's very easy to wipe, and the whole thing itself is very, very shiny. As you can see, you know, again, you'll have to keep wiping this down because it's black and shiny. It does get mucky quite easily, but on the top you've got a touch screen system, so if you see the power button is highlighted at the moment, it's in standby mode. If I just press it once, you'll see it lights up, and then you've got all your different cooking options. Now, these aren't touch buttons, these are actually just motions you have to go through by pressing the cooking mode. So when you press the cooking mode, you'll see that it goes through each one. So that's French fries or chips, you've got a pork chop, you've got prawns, cake, pizza, fish, etc. You can get the idea. And then if you wanted to, you can manually adjust the timer of how long you want it. So I can say 21, 22, 23, 24, I can increase it if I want to, so if I don't quite agree with those basic settings. And I can also increase and decrease the temperature. So you can see there, I can increase and decrease. So it works really, really well, nice and simple, very, very basic. And then once you've got your selected mode entered, so I'll just get my camera to refocus again. Once you've got it entered, you simply hit start. And that gives you an idea of the noise levels of this particular device. So it's not very, very noisy, but if you're in a small flat or a small area, obviously this makes more noise than a standard convection oven. So the noise levels on this are very, very good. It doesn't make much noise at all. On the back, you will see that there is a vent. So that vent obviously will let out any steam or smoke, etc. that's coming from your food. It will also let out any smells, and that's quite important because what you'll notice is that when you're using this, especially if you're cooking something like fish, if you normally cook fish in an oven, you cover it with foil, it sometimes suppresses some of the smell, but with this, any smell you've got or anything that you are cooking, it pushes it and forces it out the back, and it does fill your kitchen with kind of the smell of the food you're eating. Now, I live with someone who's vegetarian who hates the smell of food, meats or fishes being cooked. To be honest, I'm not a big fan of the smell of fish either, but that's something to be aware of. It does make a big difference. So that is the overall kind of machine, how you use it. It works very, very well. I'll obviously show you that I've been using this to cook things like bacon. I've used it for using chips, and I've also used it for making fish. They're the three main things I've used on this. And so what I found is for bacon, this thing is absolutely amazing. It cooks bacon the best I've ever had it. It drains the fat because that fits nicely into a tray, so you simply put that onto the tray itself. And it cooks your bacon in around about 9 minutes, nice and crispy, if you like your bacon nice and crispy. And I found this has been absolutely perfect for cooking bacon, and it's really, really good. What I've also found it does really well is things like fish. So Apart from the smell that you get from the fish, it cooks your fish really, really well. It's nice and crispy on the outside, but it's nice and kind of, has enough water in the middle, or sorry, moisture in the middle. So you get a really, really nice kind of fish cooked in this. But the smell is a bit of a downside. And cooking things like French fries, again, it does it really, really well. If you are going to use it to do that, I suggest, especially if you're using bigger chips, or French fries, or whatever you want to call them, is that part boiling them first. So I part boil mine with a little bit of baking soda, and then I add them to the air fryer, and they come out really, really well, nice and crispy. But yeah, they're the only three things I've used. So I'd say, is this worth the money? I think it is, because it works really well when you want something that's kind of quick and healthy and you want to drain the fat. What's handy is that when you often cook things in the oven, you'll have things swimming in their own fat, and then you have to kind of drain them as you pull them out. Whereas with this, all the fat and everything kind of goes into the bottom of the device, and it's easy to pour out, it's easy to clean. So your food is technically going to be a lot healthier. I like the design of it as well. It fits very well in our little corner. So I've got a corner area here in my kitchen, fits there in the back. And I like the look of it compared to the other air fryer that they used to make, the other model, which was a lot bigger and kind of fatter in design and much wider. I think this is a nice slimline design, and it fits in really well. It is only helpful to you if you're into that style of cooking. If you're going to cook things like bacon and meats and things like that, I think it's a great purchase to buy, because it means that you can do all your meats and stuff like that in here and keep your cooker for, for if you're, especially like me, if you live with a vegetarian, it's a nice way of cooking all your meats in a nice healthy way. If you are vegetarian, I don't know if this is going to be that great a benefit to you, because I don't think cooking vegetables in here is potentially the best way of cooking vegetables. I think there's other ways of doing it which will get a much better outcome. But if you like kind of crispy vegetables and you're going to do things like that, you may find it helpful. But it's very, very good for meat eaters, and if you're cooking lots of fish, and if you like, potentially like potato fries and things like that, I think this is a great buy. But other than that, you might want to think about how you're going to use it and if it's going to be a benefit to you for your personal use. It's very easy to clean. As I said, this is the only thing that comes out. Very, very easy to clean. It's very easy to maintain. Will it last? Who knows? I mean, I've seen on the kind of different reviews, people saying that they've had problems with various components in here, things falling off, but I've only had this for a few weeks and it's been working really well. This was purchased off Amazon, so I'll leave a link below. Have a look at the reviews, have a look at the information, and see if it's right for you. If you've got any questions or anything you'd like me to touch on, let me know in the comments, and I'll catch you on the next video.